Hello and welcome back to Rock Review. This is a very special day for me because it's an honour to talk to you all about an album we made a few years ago, which is Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here for Chamber Orchestra. Why do that? Well, the reason we're all here is we're a collective of people who celebrate classic rock, or in this case, classical rock, in all its forms. We all grew up with Pink Floyd and love what they do musically and lyrically. We like to talk about Pink Floyd, we like to hear Pink Floyd, but the other thing we like to do is to celebrate this music. So we were tasked with the job of approaching Wish You Were Here using a chamber orchestra. Not a big symphony where everything gets lost in the wash of strings, but a chamber orchestra with 12 or 13 players, where every instrument cuts through and makes its contribution. What struck me initially is that a piece like Have a Cigar, which might be a poor relation on the album by comparison to the magnificence of Shine On You Crazy Diamond or Wish You Were Here, could actually make a fantastic overture, if you like. It has a strange quality which could be used to introduce the listener to Pink Floyd. So Have a Cigar brought with it its own challenges. How do you turn this runt of the litter, in many respects, if I can use that term, into a major piece? On the Pink Floyd album, of course, the Have a Cigar benefits from the fact that it has Roger Waters' angry polemic about the morality of the music business, which we can't replicate without a singer and without lyrics. So what we were doing is celebrating the piece purely in terms of its musicality, of the quality of the composition. And I think that's what we are able to do with the chamber orchestra. We're able to shed light on just why this group has become such a favourite of ours, why it's shaped our adult lives as well as our youthful lives. It's because the compositions, not only lyrically are superb, but also musically, performance, creative and intelligence. So Have a Cigar is a nice starting point that puts this piece into the spotlight, which it deserves to be. The next one that we came to tackle is, of course, Wish You Were Here, which is a favourite and a short song that's very much loved. What we wanted to bring out was that there's almost a Baroque quality about the composition. So we kind of turned it into not necessarily a Bach or a Vivaldi piece, but something which evokes a Baroque quality, and hopefully that comes across with Wish You Were Here. It's a favourite for so many people, and I've even heard buskers perform this, so it brings Pink Floyd to a much wider world, and hopefully we do it justice. Next up, of course, is Welcome to the Machine. Again, another polemic that touches on the music business. We struggled slightly with this one because it begins with a very unusual rhythm, then resolves into a very celebratory major theme, which is quite grand when you hear it performed purely in musical terms. So our challenge was to bring out the grandeur of Welcome to the Machine. Finally, of course, there's Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Arguably, this is the high point of Pink Floyd's career. It's the high point of the album. At the time, there was a great deal of debate within the band about this piece. It's a suite of short instrumental songs joined together. So the album opens with Shine On You Crazy Diamond parts 1 to 9. Half of the group, I suspect led by David Gilmour, wanted it to be a suite that took up the whole of side 1. The other half of the group, probably led by Roger Waters, wanted to divide it into 2, so it became bookends. In the end, the Waters school prevailed, so the album Wish You Were Here is released by Pink Floyd. It has parts 1 to 9 at the start and parts 10 to 12, I think, as the end of the album. But what we wanted to do, because we had the opportunity, is to say, let's try the whole of Shine On You Crazy Diamond as one musical suite, so that the second half, which doesn't get as much exposure as the first half, is an equal partner. I think we succeeded magnificently, because we were able to say this piece works because it's got superb lyrics, it's wonderfully performed, it's amazingly well recorded. But what tends to be overlooked, it's also a work of genius as a composition. And coming to it in purely instrumental terms allows you to examine this piece and to understand just how good it is, the thought that's gone into the creation of it, and why for so many of us it's the finest moment in the Pink Floyd canon. And I think being able to enjoy it as a suite, as it was probably conceived, is a very special thing for us. It's something that we're delighted to share with you. So there you have it. That's Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here for Chamber Orchestra. I hope you enjoyed this little insight into what we've done. If you do, please subscribe for the channel. Please keep coming back, because what we want to do is to form a community of like-minded people who love classic rock in all its shape and form, who want to talk about it, who want to explore it, who want to understand it. So please subscribe for the channel. Please come back. We'll see you again.